Hello gamers, this is your conductor speaking, and we are currently at the Los Angeles Union Station. I am starting on a run here in this locomotive from Los Angeles Union Station to Via Prensa. That's a pretty long run, lots of stops between here and there. It goes from LA to Glendale, downtown Burbank Airport North, Sun Valley, and several other stops before you get to the final destination for this run. We're not going to do the entire thing, but the main reason that I'm creating this video is to demonstrate an issue that I've had with this locomotive with its horn sequencer. The horn sequencer is a feature that conductors can use to automatically signal the horn at crossings. It's supposed to be two long horn sounds, a short one, and then a long one like this. And it includes the bell that you heard there as well. Now I did that sequence myself by hand. The sequencer is supposed to take care of that automatically so that the conductor doesn't have to worry about that when he's doing other things. But I couldn't get the sequencer to work within this train with the rail driver hardware that I'm using, and I couldn't figure out why. And some suggestions made on Steam said that you have to be going a certain speed to do that. I didn't know that, and thought I had used the sequencer here at Union Station, but apparently I had not. Well, we've loaded up the passengers. I'm going to go ahead and lock the doors now and get ready to take off. Let's make sure that our locomotive is set up correctly, and it certainly isn't. So turn the generator field on, go into the switch box, turn the alerter cutout in, and the ATS circuit breaker on, and those are all the things I have to do within the switch box. Then we have to set the headlights to dim, I think is good. Insert the reverser lever, set the brake mode to passenger, and that should get us ready to go. So we're going to give it a little bit of power. Oh, that's the brake. Let's just put it in suppression. Now give it a little bit of power over here. Oh, the reverser handle has to go into forward first. There we go. Now give it some power. Set the controller to idle to release a traction lock. Okay. We got a traction lock because my doors are still open. Alright, so close the doors. I am a real neophyte with this, so I make a lot of mistakes. Okay, now we're going to give it some power. Now it's happy. And release the automatic brake and take off. We've got to watch the speed. Right now the speed limit is about 11 or 12, and we don't want to go speeding. That counts against our final score in the game, and apparently that is a real issue with these trains. If you go over the speed limit very much, you derail the train, and apparently that's not a good thing. So coming out of LA Station, our bell on so people don't step out in front of us. I think you're supposed to run the bell for as long as the train is, part of the train is in the station. I'm not sure about that, but I think that's right. And we'll just go ahead and turn it off now. It's annoying enough. And I've run some tests on this already. It looks like I have to get up to 45 miles per hour before the horn sequencer actually works. So we're going to wait until we get into a place that we can do that and then test it. And that's going to be a little while because where we're out in LA, the tracks are all limited pretty much. There goes the alerter. Need to turn that off. If you forget to do that, the alerter will eventually stop the train, thinking that the conductor has passed out or died or fallen off the train or something. Just for safety, it just stops the train. Give it a little power, keep it up around 10. We'll get a 30 mile per hour increase here in just a few minutes. Looks like about a half mile. And our first stop is at Glendale Track 1. And it's 4.7 miles ahead of us. All right, now we've got some a new speed limit. We can increase our speed a little bit here to 25. And there are a lot of things going on. Running a locomotive, a lot of things you have to think about. So there may be occasions we're doing this that I may not speak very much as I try to keep the locomotive on the tracks. A 30-mile increase coming up here in just a few minutes, and then a 50-mile per hour increase. Entire train has to be within the speed zone in order to take advantage of those increases. Now see, there's a crossing there. And I just went over the speed limit a little bit there. Using dynamic brakes to slow it down. Okay, now we've got 50 miles per hour. And it's going up to 60 in just about a half a mile. Now we're at 45. The horn sequencer will actually work for us. We're at our speed limit, so we need to slow down there. The front part of the train is in 60 mile zone, but the rear is still in the 50. No, we're not in the 60 mile zone. We've still got a mile to go for that. .1 miles to the station. We have to watch that because it takes a little while to stop these trains. They don't stop as fast as an automobile. So this is a short train. I think 6 cars, not real heavy, so it stops shorter than certainly shorter than a freight train. But still, think about how hard it would be to stop a train load of cars. And how many feet we would have to do that. And I really haven't learned how to do that well within the train simulator yet. We're going to be up to 60 miles per hour here in a minute, but we're not going to be able to take advantage of it because we're going to start slowing down for Glendale. No railroad crossings on this part of the track. Normally on these tracks like this, will be something called a whistle board, which would tell you where to start the sequence. But I hardly ever see them within train sim world. I don't know if if my eyes are not good enough to see them passing by, or if they're not there. Let's just run a test with the sequencer now. Here it goes. It's working correctly. And stop that by sounding the regular horn and then pressing the bell button to turn that on. One mile to go to Glendale. Half a mile. Just a few yards now, under 1,000 yards, under a kilometer. I like to be down to about 24, 25 miles per hour when I hit the end of the station, the start of the station. I'm just a little bit over that. Maybe I'm getting better at it. Broke Had too much brake there. Got to give it a little power now to keep going. This is an unusual station in that it has sidewalks on both sides of the train, but I think the game wants you to open the right-hand doors. I'll go ahead and open the left-hand doors to give the people on the left an opportunity to step in. And keep the doors open for at least, I think that probably completes in about 30 seconds. We're a few minutes late because of our discussion, but that's okay. Alright, now we lock the doors, both left and right. That will release the traction lock. And we can go again. Let's give it a little bit of power, release the brakes. Now our speed limit is 80 miles per hour. That's a pretty good clip to our next destination, which is downtown Burbank. Got to keep on top of the alert button. Now we're at 35. I'm going to try the horn sequencer here. No luck. See what happens when it gets to 45. If it, what has happened before is that if you press it when you're going too slow, then it'll come on later on, but it doesn't come on right when you get to 45. There we are at 50 miles per hour, but I don't know if that makes a difference or not. It almost like it knew that crossing was coming. Three and a half miles to our next stop. Two and a half miles. Lots of crossings right here. Just turn the sequencer on and let it go. That really is annoying, isn't it? enough for safety. 1.5 miles to go. We're going at a good clip here, so I'm going to go ahead and cut back our power to 0. Let it start coasting to a stop. We've got to stop 1.1 mile. That's beyond the station, so we're okay. Almost a 1/2 mile to go. Now we're under 1 kilometer. Let's start slowing down a little bit. Come on, let's slow down, let's slow down. Yes, I have some work to do to learn my stopping distances. I shot over it a little bit that time. Well, I think that's enough for us in this video. I'm going to go ahead and stop it here, but the conclusion seems to be that the horn sequencer works above 45 miles per hour and not below that. If it is sounded below 45 miles per hour, it waits for a while before it begins to sound. I'm not sure if that's by design or if that is a bug within the program, because it doesn't really seem to match up with anything within the program. That was just a coincidence a while ago that it sounded when we made that crossing, I think. And so it's going to take a little bit more study of that to figure out how this thing works. The manuals within Train Sim World do not mention this feature very much, and so most of what we learn about is by trial and error. And even then, we don't know if it is like this in real life or if it's just an anomaly of the program. I appreciate you watching the video. Come back and watch us again at any time.